So that's the screaming? Yeah.
She can't walk. We tried to bribe her with a treat.
Yep.
And it really hurt.
Okay.
So I think the pain is getting worse.
To walk into a situation like that and see Gabby so upset, you want to tell her everything's okay? Everything's going to be fine. There's nothing wrong with her. But I can't say that just now. I don't know. On my way to see a dog that's apparently been driving along in the car with the window down, seen a cat and made a leap for it. Obviously, he didn't get the cat, but landed pretty hard in the pavement, so I'm on my way there now. Hi.
I'm Donna.
Hey, I'm Chris. How are you? It's Honey?
That's Honey.
As Chris arrives, 18-month-old Honey is crying out in severe pain.
So that's the screaming? Yeah.
She can't walk. We tried to bribe her with a treat.
Yep.
And it really hurt.
Okay.
So I think the pain is getting worse. I actually saw the cat and thought it may run across the road, so I slowed down. Must have been going at about 40.
Just want to give her a few little pats and tell her it's going to be okay?
It'll be okay, honey.
Ilana is blaming herself for Honey's accident.
It's okay.
Since they were only going on a short trip in the car, she didn't bother putting a harness on the Spoodle.
Honey puppy, it's all right. It's okay.
Good girl.
It's okay.
I'm devastated. This is the joy of our lives, and the kids absolutely adore her.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all right.
Gabriela's very worried that she could die.
It's okay, puppy.
Honey,
okay.
honey. Okay, okay. Okay.
When she's feeling the pain, it's when I'm actually running my fingers along her femur, along her main leg bone there. I know.
For Gabriella, seeing her 18-month-old puppy in pain is heartbreaking.
She said to me, Dad, why aren't you crying? That's my best friend.
She's been through a lot tonight already, and what I'm going to do in a second is give her an injection to make her feel a little bit less pain. I think everyone remembers their first pet. They mean absolutely everything to them. So to see them in pain, it's incredibly hard to watch.
Chris now needs to take Honey to the clinic for x-rays.
So who's going to sit up in the back here with her?
Will the two of you go with?
And the whole family is coming. This time, Honey is properly harnessed.
So you're right there, guys? Yeah. To walk into a situation like that and see Gabby so upset, you want to tell her everything's okay? Everything's going to be fine. There's nothing wrong with her. But I can't say that just now. I don't know. If Team Honey wants to come in here.
Every night she comes and sits on my bed and lies on the end of the bed.
And what happens if you sleep at a friend?
She cries.
You look at Ilana and she is really beating herself up over what's happened tonight.
It's all because I was careless.
The reality is people do it all the time. They just think, oh, I'm just popping up the road. I don't need to worry about my seatbelt. Don't need to worry about the seatbelt on the dog. It's fine. It just takes one little moment, one little slip, one cat, and all of a sudden you're in trouble. I think a stuntman would think twice about jumping out of a moving car. But this isn't a stuntman, this is a Spoodle. So it's amazing she's actually lived to tell the tale.
Well, you wore your cheek tonight's pretty brave, isn't it? How many dogs would leap out of a car window like you did?
The Spoodle's anxious family is waiting for the x-ray results.
Here's a cat.
While Honey is unable to move on the x-ray table, out the back of the clinic, her arch-enemies are still tormenting her.
I'm here trying to decide whether Honey has a serious fracture, and she's thinking about felines. She hears one from out the back, and all of a sudden, forget about the leg. If there's a cat there, I'll go it. I'm still good. Got 3 good legs. I'll go. Give me a chance. Fractures or felines? Which one is it? Jeez. Didn't expect that. Look, when you jump out of a car window at 40 k's an hour, you're going to expect some sort of injury there. What I can see on the X-ray, though, suggests that she doesn't actually have too much.
Resilient dog. Should we give her a family hug? There's no fracture, thank God, but it is badly bruised. And I think it's a lesson to everybody. Even if it's late-ish and the roads are quiet, and even if you're going slowly, strap that dog in. Yes, rather safe than sorry.
So I'm sorry, honey. This is the last thing I'll do to you.
After an anti-inflammatory shot, Honey is ready to go home.
There's some tablets as well, so one of those twice a day.
And the family can finally tell Chris about Mario, the reason Honey hates all cats.
He's the black cat from next door who spends his day on the wooden fence antagonising Honey. And this is the result.
It suddenly makes sense. It's Mario's fault. Mario's been winding Honey up for the last 18 months. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.
We're a very lucky family and she's an exceptionally lucky dog.
So, Mario, if you're watching, check that fence. Check it twice. I get the impression someone's coming to get you. Don't forget the seatbelt.
Today, I'm on my way to North London to do something that's really important to me. The rescue charity All Dogs Matter have asked me to come and visit their kennels to check out some new arrivals.
Waiting at All Dogs Matter is Ira, who founded the rescue charity.
Hey, Ira, how are you? Good to see you.
Yeah, you too.
Big day.
Like the jumpsuit.
Oh, thank you very much. Well, I'm kitted out, ready to go for a very big day. I hope our Korean dogs have travelled well to the UK.
Yeah, it was very exciting. Just waiting for them to arrive.
Kennels have been especially prepared for 12 very special rescue cases that are arriving all the way from South Korea.
So the dogs arriving today have been rescued from a meat farm. They are dogs that are either bred for their meat, or they're often stolen, or they're ex-pets that have been picked up. They're kept on these farms, fattened up, and then once a year there's the Yulin meat festivals, where these dogs are basically tortured and killed, and it's horrendous. They're like death camps, really. The Korean government and lots of, young Koreans are obviously anti this now. They're working at closing most of these farms down and rescuing and taking out most of these dogs.
Dogs are complex, emotional, sentient beings, so they understand what's going on around them. So the thought that these poor animals live a life where they're unloved, and when it comes to their final moments, they see what's going to happen to them. It's just, you just can't bear thinking about it. It's awful.
These will be the first Korean meat trade dogs to arrive in the UK after being rescued by the charity Humane Society International.
So we're looking quite shy, a little bit traumatised. Hello.
London-based All Dogs Matter has been entrusted with finding them new homes.
To be able to make just even the slightest bit of difference and have a connection that makes them think, you know what, maybe people aren't horrendous, which they must think right now. Hello, buddy. Welcome to Britain. And I hope that these dogs might finally see a good side to people. It's just awful to think this is the first time he's been shown true affection, isn't it?
Well, absolutely. I mean, the trust that they give, considering how they're treated, is just, well, I think maybe we can learn some lessons from them.
Well, let's get you somewhere nice and warm, shall we? We've got a lovely bed set up for you. My job today is to examine them all, make sure that they have survived the journey okay, and they're given their first set of vaccinations.
Each dog is taking to its environment differently. While some seem relaxed, others are a lot more fearful.
She won't bite.
Poor Lulu, she's obviously seen a hell of a lot. She's one of the most nervous. She's petrified. She won't make any eye contact, won't look at you. She just doesn't want to see anything of the world. I mean, just wonder what she's seen in her little life.
It's so upsetting to see, isn't it?
It's really, it's more upsetting now I've met them.
It's really got to you, hasn't it?
Yeah, now I've met them. Yeah.
It's very clear the damage that has been done by these dogs being in the environments that they've been in back in Korea. These dogs have had no upbringing, no socialisation, no training, no fun, no joy, and as a result, they just have nothing to give.
She's completely broken down. She's just frozen.
Lulu is clearly severely traumatised. What's going to be the hard part is teaching this beautiful dog to be a dog again. We do need to take a different approach when trying to examine dogs like this because you simply have no history, and if anything, you know that they're from pretty bad beginnings. So they're going to be nervous, some of them fearful, some of them aggressive as a result of being fearful. So it is a case of just gently moving forward, doing the best for them, but trying to appreciate the traumas they've been through. A little feeling of what freedom feels like, sweetie.
She's so sweet.
Abby is the first dog Scott will be treating.
The funny thing about dealing with Abby is just she's actually quite friendly. Yes, she's timid and she's nervous and she's shy, but she's not aggressive. And you think, you know what, after what they've been through, if they were trying to bite my face off, I'd understand it. But yet she's still got room in her heart for affection, which is just so desperately sweet.
A little bit unsure of noises.
Well, I suppose in her past, those sorts of noises could have meant death. To think they might have actually seen...
Being grabbed out
Yeah.
of the cage. We're sitting here now, someone come in and grab her out.
And kill her right in front of the
others.
companions.
Just, it's not worth thinking about. But sadly, it's a reality and it's happening. We just need to stop it happening.
Yeah, and for this little girl, she just needs to learn that she can be safe and confident here and no one's going to do that to you. It is a real privilege today to be the vet for these dogs. OK, Abby, so you're going to be a brave girl. The first vet in the UK to examine them, give them a vaccination and then help them on their way. Hey, that's the first step to your forever home. Yes. I was really gearing myself up for a really difficult job today, that these dogs would really make it hard, get these vaccinations in them to start the process of a healthy new life.
Good girl.
Good girl. But most of them, friendly, sweet, just thoroughly gorgeous creatures. So little Mocha here is behaving a little bit more like what you'd expect from a meat dog.
Yeah.
A bit more
Nervous
aggressive
and a little bit of an aggression, yeah. So I
Yeah.
think we're going to have to be careful here.
Getting into the cage with Mocha and Jane, you can see that this dog is just quite fearful, quite nervous, and also a little bit reactive. And it's those dogs you can't read very well, and sometimes they go from fearful to aggressive. All right. You're not stupid. You know exactly what this is, don't you? I mean, he's acting just like you'd expect a dog from a meat farm to behave. He's like, all people are scum, and I don't trust one single one of you. Hey? Understandably, that type of rope would have been the kind of thing that would have been put around other dogs that he would have seen back in Korea and would have been dragged out to their deaths. So clearly he's going to be worried about that.
Good boy.
Now, we're really sorry about that.
Good
Okay?
boy.
We're not trying to do anything mean to you. No, we're not. No, we're not. Okay, so I'm just checking the fact that Mocha is definitely a boy.
And?
He is, but he's got a bit of an issue in that he only has one descended testicle.
Okay.
So he's a cryptorchid. So the other one, I can't feel it in the inguinal canal, so it means that that testicle is likely still in his abdomen. So when he gets neutered, we'll have to go fishing in there to try and find
it.
Remove it.
Good boy.
Although I've picked up a condition in Mocha that does need surgery, I just don't feel that his emotional state is strong enough for him to leave the supportive environment of the kennels. So I think it's best I leave him here in the caring and loving arms of Jane, but I will be coming back to pick him up soon. See, we didn't even need the muzzle. Hey? No, we didn't. No. Right, so who's next?
Most of the new arrivals are Jindos, originally bred in South Korea for hunting. So the next patient kennel manager Jane introduces to Scott
Hello, Jack.
stands out.
Hello, mate. Wow. Well, that's a very friendly hello, isn't it?
Good boy. Should we go in and have a look at him?
Yeah, please. Hi, Jack. Jack is a very sweet little beagle cross. He's very chilled, very happy, very waggy-tailed dog. He's clearly an ex-pet dog that unfortunately got caught up in the dog meat trade.
So I had noticed with his left eye.
Yes.
I'd like you to have a look at that, please.
Yeah, I can see. So he's got a cherry eye, an enlargement of the gland that hides in the third eyelid. It's prolapsed out, becomes more irritated, gets larger, stays out. So it's probably very likely that Jack has had that his whole life, and something I can easily fix with a little bit of surgery, can't I?
Brilliant.
Yeah, but I can see also at the same time he's probably... Are you an entire male? Yes. Sorry to do that straight away. A bit rude, isn't it? Hey? So we need to neuter you. We need to sort your eye out. And then we can find you a lovely new home. But he is not going to have any trouble,
I don't think
is he?
so. I think he'll be straight out.
Yeah. Jack's a really happy boy and far less traumatised than some of the others. All right, good boy, brave boy. So I think he's the perfect candidate for me to take back to the practice to give him all the procedures that he needs so he's ready for his forever home. Where's my good, brave girl?
Before Scott heads back to Richmond with Jack, there's one last rescue dog to look at.
Lily just has no spark in her at all. There's no energy, there's not even any fight. I can hear her heart, now we just need to fill it with some love, don't we? Yes. Okay, good girl. So now I need to vaccinate you. I'm so sorry. It is literally like having a soft toy that you need to vaccinate. She just doesn't react. She is just given up. She just doesn't know what it's like to be a dog, doesn't know what it's like to enjoy life, to be outside, to be loved, to be cared for, to be trained, to be fed. Just feel like you need to cuddle her for years and years to make up for everything that's been done to her, everything she's seen. We're sorry. It's gonna get better. Yeah, well.
It's been an emotional day for everyone. And with all the rescue dogs now vaccinated, Scott is heading back to the practice with Jack for his eye surgery.
Jane, I will take this boy and you can look after the rest.
That's great. Thank you very much.
Come on, big boy.
See you soon.
Come on, let's go. Come on, you're keen, aren't you? Come on then, let's go. Good boy. Come on, come meet the team. Come on. Hi, ladies.
Oh, who's this?
Oh, this is Jack. Guess where he's from?
I don't know, local charity or...
He's not a Richmond boy. Not only do we need to neuter Jack in order for him to find his forever home, but also we need to correct something that he has called cherry eye. Basically, he has a small gland in the third eyelid which has prolapsed. And what I need to do is to encourage it back behind that third eyelid. And I do that by performing a procedure where I almost make a little sleeping bag for it, tuck it back in, and that inflammation reduces.
I don't think Jack's too impressed by the looks of it.
Assisting Scott today are nurses Nathan and Reagan.
Let's just give him a little pre-med. Here you go, boy.
Jack is far less traumatised than some of the other dogs rescued from South Korea, indicating he may once have been someone's pet.
Are you sleepy? Jack is a dog that's been in a dog meat farm and yet is finding solace and clearly joy in the arms of people. So it's quite heartbreaking in a way to think that this boy doesn't have a home, but you know what? He's going to get one quickly. He is adorable. All right, Nathan, so just start with the castration. He's okay?
Yeah, all good.
You're happy?
Yeah. How many of these do you think you've performed?
How many castrations do I think I've performed? Oh. Well, I mean, my first job was the RSPCA in Sydney, and we did 40 neuterings every day. And I was there for over a year, so thousands. Yeah, thousands. Okay, so castration all done. Reagan, can you roll in the other anaesthetic unit and then we can get going on his eye? We just need to flip him around. Touch. So I can see really clearly the little cherry eye gland there. My job is to try and encourage it to go back where it needs to be, which is behind that third eyelid. Right.
So I need you to give it a little bit,
more,
of
okay.
tension there. So if you then flap back over, that's it. Okay. And that, my friends, is that. So, all good. So we can take the sutures out. Yeah. And then that eyelid, once it's cooled down a little bit, that swelling will come down and you'll never know this handsome chap had a cherry eye. All right, let's wake this boy up. This dog was nearly food. And to think that that happens in the world today is just so shocking and horrifying.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, big guy. The fact that he still has love in his heart for people is incredibly humbling and reminds us all just how amazing dogs really are. All the horrible stuff's all done.
You can be rehomed.
That's right. Yeah. To someone who's going to love you very much. Just what you deserve.
How handsome you are. I think you know you're handsome, don't you? And you know you're very cute.
Today, Jack has some special visitors. Caroline and her son Alex and Basset Hound Snoopy.
Come on, boy.
The family has been following Jack's story and are interested in adoption.
We'd been following it on social media, so we'd seen Jack's story before he arrived in the country.
Hello. You're going to have a younger brother that looks not dissimilar.
No, he doesn't. No, not dissimilar. He's very lucky to have been brought over, to have been looked after. So, yeah, hopefully we can now be part of that as well.
Lovely. He's so wonderful, aren't you?
Although Caroline and Alex are keen to adopt Jack, they need to make sure he gets along with 9-year-old Snoopy.
What do you think, Snoopy? What do you think? Well, no reaction is better than an aggressive one, so I'll take that. That's fine.
He's quite chilled.
He's very nice. Well, maybe he's just quite discerning, so he just needs to get to know Jack a little more. You guys go and have a lovely walk in the beautiful green fields of Richmond. I really think that Caroline and Alex's family is going to be a perfect match for our little Jack, but we just want to make sure it's right.
Come on, Jack. Come on.
So they decide to take Jack for a little walk with Snoopy in the green fields of Richmond.
Snoopy's always a little bit aloof. He's 9.5. He's one of these dignified old gents. He's not quite as excited as Jack, but it all seems good. Very happy.
How's it get on?
Good, really good.
Yeah?
I think...
Going very well.
They don't want to come back in. I think they
Jack,
might
is it
like
love?
each other.
Well, brotherly love.
But yeah, brotherly love.
That's what we're having.
I think the most important thing is that he's happy and it's the best thing for him. I'm really hoping it is.
Well, that's it. I think the two big pluses that you give Jack is A, you work from home.
Yes.
So you are there to be able to give him the long walks that he needs. He's still a young, energetic, exuberant dog.
Absolutely.
But also, he doesn't tend to be upset when he's with the companionship of another dog. And that's exactly what Snoopy's going to offer. So for us, I think we couldn't think of anyone more perfect to take him.
Well, we're very thankful and very thrilled.
It's been a massive privilege to work with these dogs that have been rescued from the dog meat trade, and these are the lucky ones. And Jack particularly, he'll only know love from here on out. Good luck, guys. All the best.
Thank you very
much. Bye, Jack. Bye, Snoopy. Look after him for us. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
See you later. Bye, Jack. Bye. See ya.
Good boy. And roll over.
A month later in North London, South Korean rescue dog Jack is relishing life with his new family and big brother Snoopy.
And down. Good down.
At the beginning, I was a little anxious. Obviously, I didn't know how his behaviour would be or how traumatised he would be. And he settled so well. I find it quite amazing how calm he's been, how comfortable he seems here. And it's lovely to see how happy Jack clearly is.
Hi, Caroline. How are you? Good to see you.
Nice to see you.
Mwah. Mwah.
You want to come in and
Yes,
see
love
the doggy?
to. Can't wait to see my boy. Oh, it looks like someone's having a rough life. Hello. Hello, my boy. How are you?
Hi.
It's looking like he's having a dreadful time.
Not too miserable, I don't think.
And first things first, let me have a look at your eyes. I mean, amazingly, you really just can't tell the difference between the surgical eye, which was that left eye, and the right. They look exactly the same. So a great result on that front.
Lovely bright eye.
The cherry eye is completely resolved. He's looking good. And how's he going with his buddy here?
Really good. Better probably than I thought. At the beginning, I was a little anxious. I wasn't sure that Snoopy wanted a little brother, but it's been great. They spend a lot of time just cuddling up on the sofa together. At the beginning, he would fall off the sofa. I think his spatial awareness wasn't great, having been in a cage for so long.
We're pretty small confines and flat,
I think so. And his back legs, the muscles were very wasted. There wasn't much muscle there, so he's getting stronger. If Jack is feeling playful, then Snoopy gets told he has to play, which I think is quite nice for the old guy.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Jack is just part of the family now. We wouldn't want to be without him.
You're a lucky boy. Yeah, you're one of the lucky ones. Yeah. Hey, yes, you are. Yeah.
Hey guys, come on through.
On the Gold Coast, a distressed puppy is being rushed in.
Oh, he's shaking, little chap.
And Dr. Alex urgently needs to find out what's happened.
What's your little pup's name? Hendrix. Hendrix.
The puppy has been viciously attacked by an 80-kilogram bull mastiff. His owner Melissa was so badly injured trying to break up the fight, her sister Alexandria has had to take over and get treatment for Hendrix.
She's so concerned about her puppy. She didn't care about herself. She didn't even want us to take her to the hospital. She was like, just take the puppy to the vet.
On talking to Alexandria, I find out more of the real story. Melissa, who is Hendrix's owner, is in hospital. She tried to get Hendrix out of the jaws of the other dog.
It's all right.
She's been badly injured and she might even lose a finger. I can only imagine how frightening that experience must have been, but it just shows you what people will do in that situation to save their pet. And it just pinned him down? Or...
Oh, we don't know.
God, that must have been traumatic for you. You did really well to get here. And what we're going to do with little Hendrix now is give some pain relief. We need to try to get him to feel a little bit better, and he's shaking and in shock at the moment. Let's assess his injuries, and then we can work out what we're going to need to do to help him. All right?
I think I'm still a bit in shock. I wasn't expecting to hear my sister scream like that. I was like, I don't think it's like registered yet. The whole thing about like, you know, what's gonna happen to my sister. I don't know if she's okay. I don't know. We just left her and brought the puppy here.
This is such a challenging situation to be faced with. I've got a really upset family, a traumatised little puppy, and the possibility of an unknown number of injuries.
Good man, he's a good boy.
I think we just start with some vital signs.
Yeah.
Then we'll go over and see if we can work out exactly where he's been attacked. Oh, his heart's racing. I really think that's just got to be the shock.
Now that the distressed little pup has been given pain relief, Alex and vet nurse Kate can start taking a closer look at his injuries.
Let's try and get this collar off if we can. Really want to check him all over, see exactly where these puncture wounds are and how bad the damage is. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. See them, hey?
Stand up, please.
Yeah, he really doesn't want to stand up, does he? Let's have a look under here. Hey. Little ones here, but they're very superficial. They don't even fully go through the skin by the look of it. I'm looking over Hendrix and I'm seeing some red marks, but I'm not seeing any deep puncture wounds. And that's surprising because Alexandria is telling me that Hendrix has been attacked by a much bigger dog. Yeah, I'm thinking we're actually going to have to clip his hair off to make sure that we're not missing them because I can't see them. Oh, what's that? I'm just going to clip that hair away from that area. Oh, there we go. There's wounds there, but they're not full-thickness puncture wounds. You can never be complacent with dog bites. We're going to need to clip further and make sure that there's not more damage there. Here are your bite wounds. I think we really want to clip up this area here because this is where I was really worried. Can you clip that hair off? Oh, yeah, look at that.
Yeah, that's a tooth mark. That's just gone right through. We're definitely going to need to look into that, clean that out. There's a deep puncture wound from a tooth, and that fits in with exactly what Alexandria's been telling me, which was that Hendrix was bitten across the stomach by the big dog. One thing I'm worried about is whenever you've got one puncture wound, there's often another one the other side of the bite.
From that full grab,
Yeah.
both sides?
Yeah. So we're going to have to keep looking and see if we can find any more.
Just need to do a little bit on
You
your
want me
other
to roll him
side,
over?
baby. Look at that bruising already.
Yeah, you can actually
boy.
see that. Can you see that, where that's all swollen? Big concern with dog bites is that if a tooth pierces through into a body cavity, it can damage organs, it can set up nasty infections. That's what we're really worried about. I think that's the other side of the grab.
Where he's grabbed him?
Yeah, he's got one tooth in there. This one hasn't actually broken the skin, but he's lifted that whole area off.
So bruised.
Yeah. This means that we're going to have to anaesthetise Hendrix and surgically explore this wound to see how deep it goes. Will you go over? Heavy. All right, Tiff, can you just help me get him up there? The first thing we're going to do is ultrasound Hendrix and make sure there's no evidence of internal bleeding with this kind of trauma. So just looking up under the diaphragm, around the liver. All I'm looking for is any free fluid. Generally in a trauma patient, if you're seeing free fluid in the abdomen, it's blood. The good news is at this stage, I'm not seeing anything like that. So hopefully we've got nothing to worry about internally, and we've just got to deal with these wounds. That looks really good, actually. It's good news, the ultrasound's clear and there's no evidence of internal bleeding. So now we're going to anaesthetise Hendrix and surgically explore this bite wound, see how bad it really is. Hi, is that Melissa?
Yes, it is.
Hey, Melissa, it's Dr. Alex Hines here. I'm the vet that's looking after Hendrix. He has got one puncture wound in particular that we're going to need to treat surgically.
Is it the one on the tummy that's bad?
Yeah, it's the one on the tummy that we're most concerned about.
I knew. That's when I panicked, when he got him on his belly.
Yeah, I'm hoping that the big dog has just picked up a whole heap of skin and that's
not
where...
like anything internal.
That's right, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
So, how are you doing?
I'm at the hospital because it might have gone through my middle finger. Like, I've got bite marks on all of my fingers from trying to pull his mouth open.
Wow, Melissa, that was incredibly brave to put yourself between the big dog and Hendrix.
I'm just wanting him to be okay.
Yeah, I'll give him a big hug for you, okay? You take care, Melissa.
Thank you. Bye.
Poor Melissa, I just feel so sorry for her. She's worried about herself, her hands have been badly injured, and now she's also got to worry about Hendrix. All right, my friend, are you ready to go off to sleep? I want to make sure it doesn't penetrate into a body cavity, but I also need to clean out any infection out of the wound. What I'm going to do now is explore these bite wounds that I've found so far and make sure that it doesn't go into the chest cavity. While he's asleep, we'll go over him from head to tail, make sure we haven't missed anything. These ones under his neck, they look really superficial, but I said that before.
You never
and we
know.
found that puncture wound, didn't we? So I reckon we take all of that hair off.
And see what's under there.
Yeah. It almost looks like he's been scratched there, Tiff. It's just, that's nasty abrasions there, but there's nothing that goes full thickness through the skin. It would be quite painful.
Satisfied there are no more puncture wounds, Alex begins to explore the bite on Hendrix's abdomen.
You see that? I think I'm just gonna make an incision, open that up and see what's underneath. It's really important to open up bite wounds because we don't know what's underneath. There could be hair, saliva, dirt. If I leave that behind, it's going to lead to a nasty infection.
How far does it go?
It looks like it's just the muscle, which is great. The major puncture hole that I was worried about, it doesn't go anywhere other than into the muscle. It doesn't go into the chest. That was my biggest concern. This is great news for Hendrix. It means he won't need any major surgery. I think he'll be fine. Okay. Yeah, it's great. Okay, let's close this down.
But just as they're about to close, Hendrix begins to take a turn for the worse.
Can we just do a Doppler on this dog? Yeah.
Moment of truth, Tiff.
Just gone from 72 to 57.
Hendrix's blood pressure has been dropping under anaesthetic. Nothing too serious, but every anaesthetic carries a risk. And the sooner we can wake him up, the better.
We need to stitch up and get out of there.
You okay? Come together pretty nicely.
It's good.
It's time for you to wake up, my friend. Pop you back to bed and have a good night's sleep. Hopefully your mum's having a good night's sleep as well. It's been a rough day for everybody, I think. You're gonna wake up? Oh, now put powder on you. You're okay, baby. You're okay, baby. You're awake. Hopefully when he wakes up, he'll just think it's all a bad dream.
Like a horrible nightmare. I hope he doesn't remember.
We know that Hendrix is going to be okay physically. What I don't know is psychologically what the damage can be. When puppies are attacked like this, it can really traumatise them and it can affect how they interact with dogs later in life. Good boy. Hey, my man. Time to go home.
24 hours after being attacked by another dog, Hendrix is well enough to go home.
I think there's people here who want to see you. Look who's here. As I come into the consult room with Hendrix, there's family everywhere. And Alexandra is actually capturing the moment on her phone so she can share it with her sister, Melissa.
Who's that? Who's that?
He's made an amazing recovery. After one day, Hendrix is looking so much better. He's bright, his tail's wagging and he's giving kisses. It's hard to imagine that yesterday he was brutally attacked. He must be sore, but you wouldn't know it. He's just got so much love to give. He's been getting lots of cuddles, but I don't think it's quite the same as cuddles from his auntie.
Yuck. Yucky. It's looking so good. I'm so happy. And I'm so proud of my sister that she was so brave to stand in front of such a big dog. And he wouldn't be here today if that wasn't her bravery.
And really, he's been so happy. I mean, I know we were worried yesterday about whether he'd been traumatised, but honestly, he has been so great today. He's been good even around the other dogs, around all the people. So, you know, I'm hoping that he can just put this behind him.
Really so.
How's Melissa doing, Alex?
As good as he is. That's the thing that's been really stressful today. We don't know that she's going to be okay or if her hand's going to be okay.
She saved Hendrix's life. That's an incredible thing to do. He's a lucky little puppy. I'm sending Hendrix home with a cone of shame. Now it's to stop him getting to the wound, but he's having a little bit of trouble getting used to it.
Hey.
He's exploring.
Hey.
We'll see you later. Hey, you take care, Mr. Frillneck Lizard. You stay happy.
You gotta go and cheer your mum up. That's what she needs now. All right.
Thank you so much.
See you guys. You take care, okay?
He's crawled up behind the motor.
The police search and rescue squad has been called out to help a trapped cat.
My doorbell went about 1 o'clock this morning. I jumped out of bed and went to the front door and there were two policemen. And they said there was a little kitten under the bonnet of my car and was very, very distressed. I'm so grateful the neighbours did hear the little kitten because it, you know, if I'd come up in the morning and it was still there and I didn't know and I started the car, I mean, it would have hurt it. It could have even killed it, I imagine. It just would have been horrific if something had happened to it.
Come on. Can you grab him from there? Are you able to grab him?
But just when the rescuers finally get their hands on the feisty kitten, it takes off into the bushes.
Somewhere here, around that vicinity.
So with Aileen leading the search, the neighbours have all joined in.
Can you hear it?
Come on, little one. Come on. Come on. We're going to look after you. Come on, where are you? He's frightened with us trying to get him out. I'm worried he'll come out and he'll just run across the road again and there's so much traffic. He could get hit with a car.
puss. Go, Jack. Hey, puss.
Explain to me how you have...
How we have this dear little kitten. Well, it was early hours of Sunday morning. 2 policemen rang my doorbell to say he was under the bonnet of my car, but he escaped. Crossed Carrington Road, which is a very busy road, so he's used up one of his lives, I feel. And he hid in the garden all night, so eventually enticed him out about 12 midday.
It's a big weekend for a little guy.
Very big weekend, yeah. And the boys happened to be staying overnight, so they were there to help Grandma look after him, weren't you?
Have you noticed he keeps on turning around and licking? So I'm just wondering if he might have some fleas. He does. Is it? What do you reckon this gets rid of? The thing's gas. If only it was that simple.
With the fleas treated, Chris then worms and vaccinates the runaway.
Look at that.
Yeah, that
Didn't
was
even
like
notice
your
it.
lad, wasn't it?
The most important thing before anyone gets too attached, which might be a little bit too late, we should probably check it for a microchip. Did you hear a beep? What do you reckon that means?
Chris now needs to notify the council and local animal shelter. It'll be a week before Aileen can take the kitten home.
So are you okay to wait a few days before you take him home?
For 5-year-old Logan, a week is a very long time.
He'll be all right, Logan, with Dr. Chris is going to look after him. I think it would be heartbreaking to not keep him now. And I have been thinking about getting another cat, so yes, maybe it was fate.
I almost hope no one comes to collect him. Because you look at Logan and Declan, they've already become so attached. They'll be devastated if they have to give up their new little buddy.
Mate, how did you get across here? Look at it. Madness.
1 week later, and nobody's claimed the runaway kitten.
It's the last time you ever crossed this road.
So Chris is delivering a very special parcel to some very happy boys.
Hey.
Dr. Chris, Declan, look who's here. Look who's here. Isn't he beautiful? Do you want to hold him, Logan? Remember how to hold him?
You're good.
Oh, very good. You're a dear little fellow, aren't you? I'm very happy to have him. Very happy to have him. It's just nice to have that other little heartbeat in the house. And the boys will love coming over to see him.
I'll leave you the task of taming.
Yes, all right. I'll do my best. Thank you for bringing him to us.
Hi, I'm Dr. Danny Busek. If you love our show and want to see more amazing stories from the Bondi Vet team, just hit the subscribe button. Click that little notification bell and we'll see you for our next video.